Okay, so I haven't changed my background that much, obviously. Sorry about that. Today's vlog is about self-confidence. I just had my first interview for a research institution position for the summer, and I'm gonna say that I ate that. And I'm also gonna say that this isn't gonna be my only offer. I already have one offer. I'm not I need something new in a sense that I want to try new things, meet new people, build new connections, stronger, higher, faster, baby. Okay, so I am excited to be a part of this new community and read my acceptance letter forthcoming in a week or two. I am trying, I'm not even trying, I'm embracing a new persona where I am exactly what I want to be, in a sense. I don't sow seeds of doubt into my applications anymore. I don't sow seeds of doubt when I speak in my interviews. Okay, I don't ponder over things. I face things all fact. Okay, I took an exam and I was feeling stressed about it, and I paused and I took a break and I was like, do I know the grade? No. Can I go back in time and take the exam again? No. So there is no point, like, worrying won't do anything for me, and I know that my God is still good and on top, so I'm gonna be fine. Everything's fine. New things are coming, great things are coming, big things are coming. I firmly believe that. And also, there's this one thing that I have been thinking of and wanting, and I got confirmation. I cannot wait to share the fruit of the labor of my connection with God. When I have that opportune time, I will let everyone know from the rooftop. I cannot wait. I am exactly who I want to be. That's what I learned today, okay? I came in there, I was ready. Also, she read my application this year and she still picked me, okay? This is why I'm saying I'm not sowing seeds of doubt, because I don't have the final say. That's why. I do everything in my power, but all goes to God, okay? What does that verse say? We may throw the dice, but the Lord determines how they fall. That's biblical. That's a real thing. I know I have that somewhere. Let me look. But yeah. And I'm going to take all the time in the world for this vlog. I used to think, oh, nobody watches videos past 2 minutes. I'm not going to lie. I don't sometimes, because some people like to waste your time because they have to make sure the video is long enough to get commissions on ads and stuff like that. But I don't face that problem. Okay, here it is. Proverbs 16:33. We may throw the dice, but the Lord determines how they fall. That's scripture. That's scripture. That's some high, that's on top. But yeah, also did my makeup, did my hair. I feel good. I look good. I am good. I'm doing a lot of things, and I have to give myself more credit for trying to grow as a person while doing all of my academic commitments, service commitments, and things like that, because I didn't realize how difficult it was, and I didn't realize how deep-seated some of the issues that I faced were, like my parental issues, stuff like that. I didn't realize the impact until I looked through a lot of my male relationships, and it was like male friendships. When I say relationship, I just mean friendships. And it was like, oh. But I'm done letting these things slide. But I'm saying I'm done, and then I need to figure out what exactly I plan to do about it. There's this recurring relationship that I keep falling into where people would be, men will kind of box me into this sister relationship, and it annoys the crap out of me because they'll just be reaching out to me and annoying me. Okay, not reaching out and annoying me, but they'll be reaching out to me and that annoys me. This one guy, it's so bad. He'll be like, oh, sis, because we're siblings, my sister, I missed you. And I'll be like, okay. And he'll be like, no, see it back. And then I don't say anything. So he goes to our group chat and he's like, guys, I just want to say I missed everyone. And then he'll be like, oh, so-and-so, do you miss me also? And I'll be like, I know you're not about to ask me in the group chat after I just told you no in private. And it's just stuff like that. And I think it annoyed me a long time, like up until last night, because it hurt a lot. To have the people who I find attractive and want to build greater connections with keep putting me in a box and then just saying it every time. Like, if they put me in a box one time, I would take the hit. I already have taken it upon myself to friend zone myself preemptively because I'm not interested in engaging with these people and getting hurt. But the fact that every time I see them, they have to make it known that we're just siblings, I think that's what hurts, because it's more of a message to me that, oh, it would never happen because it's you, or something like that. And a lot of times I start thinking, well, is that the same reason why my dad doesn't like me? Is this some deep-seated thing? And, you know, as a Black American, the statistics do show that Black men are the least likely to date within their race. So these people that I like are statistically unattainable for me. That's how it looks. Now, obviously, I don't believe that, and I'm not interested in dating outside of my race just because my race is so special to me. And if I were dating outside of my race, I feel like I would always have an extra translation of my soul to do. It's just the Black Americans, the 𝙒𝙗𝙗 people who know Shaka Khan and the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind and Fire, and who have grown up with that, are not the same as the people who have separate, whole, fulfilled identities, being from other places and having other cultures. And I'm fine with that, obviously, but I don't want to put in the extra work because a lot of people are invalidating that kind of culture. Like, I said this in my last video when I told my dad that I would tell people that I was a dancer, and people would be like, well, what do you do? And I would say liturgical, and they'd be like, well, what kind of dance is that? I would internalize that as, oh, I'm not a real dancer, as opposed to, oh, they've never been to church. Like, when I talk about my culture, it's not that my culture is some made up, amorphous kind of thing that we talk about. It's more like you just haven't sat down and looked through all the things. Like, we are real people. We've had real stories. We built the country, and then a lot of people came after we built it and built their own things off of the work and the pain and the culture that we have forged for a long time. And we are still facing the impacts of supremacy and systems that are put in place to promote injustices. Like, I recently learned, like, that's why we have all the Chinese food shops in Black neighborhoods, because they would let Chinese immigrants make their restaurants, and they would make their restaurants because that was the only way they could get into this country, because they were doing labor and making companies and factories, but they wouldn't let Black people open up establishments in their own neighborhoods. So there was a disproportionate amount of Chinese restaurants and Black restaurants because they just wouldn't let Black people do anything. And so translating that and trying to help someone who's been conditioned by supremacy and the media that there's some inherent laziness with Black American people, it's not something I feel like going through every day. Because every time I tell you a story, I don't want it to keep clicking that, oh, Black people aren't this kind of way, and oh, you know, Black people are actually a sophisticated class of people. I don't want it to have to keep clicking. I don't want it to have to keep working. I don't want to have to keep doing that. So I want to date someone within my race who knows their worth and who knows the worth of my people, because I am 𝙒𝙗𝙗, and there's not a lot that I would do to change that, because I embrace that. I enjoy being 𝙒𝙗𝙗. I am that. This is my home. The degrees of separation you all have is not a luxury that I have, but it's also not something that I desire anymore. Where am I going to go? I'm going to go home to where I live. And it's not a difficult concept, and me explaining it proves the fact that a lot of people, their ears are just closed to the fact that I could be from America. Like, it's really not that hard to hear me say, no, my people were slaves. We've been here since we've been here. It's not that hard to understand that. Because if I say, oh, I'm Jamaican, that's the exact same thing. My people were slaves. We've lived on this island. We've been here. That's the same thing. There's no difference. I think the issue comes because people look at America and like, oh, well, the white people are still here. How can this be your country if you never went back to a homeland, you didn't have another place to go, you still coexist with the people who enslaved you and tortured you? So I think there's just a bit of confusion in that sense, and I think they don't accept it because we didn't pick up another plot of land or go to a new continent or something like that. But I don't feel like translating that all the time. I don't feel like waiting for someone to validate me any more than I already have done in my life. So I think it's more of that thing. But yeah, these annoying boys who want to keep making it known that we're only friends, even though I do my part to make sure I have no romantic involvement, no emotional attachment. Like, I don't talk to these people, so I don't understand what goes on, and I have to stop looking at it as an issue with me and what I'm doing wrong. Because I'm telling you, like, I feel like I'm just crossing my T's, dotting my I's. You know, I'm not talking to you, I'm not texting you. When you're saying hello, I'm engaging in a very formal manner. I keep my distance, so I don't understand the compulsion. Like, I guess it's a compulsion, and if I assume that it's a compulsion, then there's some inherent reason that they're doing it, and it's because there's something inherently going on with me in the negative. And so I'm trying to get rid of that thought, because there's nothing wrong with me. I'm realizing that also. There is nothing wrong with me. You win some, you lose some, you feel good some days, you don't feel good some days, you look good, you don't, you always, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm very human, so grounding myself in my humanity has been the journey, and I think I'm getting there. You get blindsided a couple times, you see someone you didn't think you were gonna see, you're not mentally prepared, but you work through it. And with these relationships, I think I'm becoming okay with singular devotion. Honestly, I love my girlfriends. I'm really grateful for them. Every time I'm with them recently, I just get so grateful, and I'm really happy that I have these people who obviously care for me, who fill that friendship space in a way that I guess compensates. But nothing compensates more than God, obviously. God and I have really been locked, okay? God and I have really been locked, and I'm so honored by his relationship with me. Like, he chose me. I also have to get over that, being chosen all the time. Being chosen is really bad. But yeah, I've decided to make this video as long as I please, because I can. So there's no issue with that. I'm still working on the editing thing. Obviously, I haven't done much editing. I think for me to edit, I'd have to come up with a script so I can do cohesive ideas, because I do it off rip. Obviously, I don't have a script. I don't always have time to just hunker down and make a script, but that's what I've been up to. So stay classy, stay confident, press on. I will be back with my victory in hand, and I mean more than one, because my God is big and he shows up for me. He hears me, okay, and he answers me. I was so geeked. He answered me, okay, and when he answers, I obey. I read this passage about, I think it's Samuel 13, and the son of Saul, Jonathan, or the son of Samuel, Jonathan, he was like, if the Lord comes and tells us and we hear this sign, we will go. And so he was like, we're going to come up to this mountain and we're going to stand right here in front of our enemies. And if our enemies tell us, come up here and we'll whip your butt, we're going to go up there, because that will be God's sign. And so the enemies, they go, we're going to whip your butt if you come up here. And so Jonathan said, let's go. And when I read that, I was like, would I do that? And then I was talking to God privately, and I said, la, 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 la. And then it happened, and I was like, oh, I've got to go. So here I am going, and when I get back, victory in hand, I shall tell you all about it. But until next week, I will have many updates. I'm doing a lot of things. I'll be out of town for a little bit, so you'll see what I've been up to. Anyway, I have to study because I have an exam coming up. I'm super excited to step into the podium and get this exam out of the park. So, bye.